Alright, what's up, what's up? Here we go. I'm officially at the end. I don't know what this video is about, but I basically got to do the final project, whereas I got to do a project from scratch that basically has anything to do with stuff that I learned, which I already have an idea of what I'm going to do. But I guess I'm going to see what this video is about. Hey, we didn't do our Sunday thing again.
All right, this is CS50 week 10, the very end, and we will end today's class just as we ended week 0, which is a little bit of cake outside in the transept. But over these past 10 plus weeks, if you've been feeling like it was that proverbial fire hose sort of hitting you in the face with so much new content, so many new skills, so many new challenges, realize that you're in very good company. And we can officially declare nonetheless that if you started the class among those less comfortable, you are officially, after today, no longer less comfortable. You're at least somewhere in between. And if you were in between, you're more comfortable. And if you were more comfortable, you're perhaps now most comfortable among those here. But keep in mind, as per CS50 syllabus, what does ultimately matter in this course is not so much where you end up relative to your classmates, but where you end up relative to where you yourself began. And that's taken into account come final projects, come final grades, but most importantly, that's really what's most important educationally in general, is that delta from week 0 to, in our case here now, week 10. So if it's any reassurance, something I like to bring up around this time is just how badly I did in CS50 in like the very first problem set. Like I didn't even get Hello World right somehow in the fall of 1996. So here's a photograph of my homework assignment for assignment 1. It was a program to print Hello World on the screen. I was incredibly detailed with my comments, even commenting that main is main, which is not the way you're supposed to program, even telling the TF where my file ended, which is not really necessary. And I got -2 for not even following directions correctly. So take some comfort in that. Even if by problem set 9 you're still getting points off, you're hopefully...
Hey, come here. You got to see this. Hello? Oh my god. Are you alive? Oh my god. You're ignoring me.
What did you say?
Oh my god, I said come here.
Okay. You sit there. I'm alive.
So you did hear me.
I heard you go on. Are you alive?
Oh god. He showed us the first time he did the thing. And it did very boring.
What thing? What thing?
Have you tried any of these? Lemon cheesecake.
No. Good.
Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Good.
What are you doing?
I'm coming.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What are you doing? You're walking away.
I'm coming. I want a snack too. What
Then
is
grab
this
one.
snack? I don't get a snack. Stop. Stopping.
Just grab the same thing.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That's what I'm saying. We got a bunch of them. We get more if we need to. Oh my god, you're so slow.
Your face is your face. What?
Okay, I got a mochi. Look, he shows his first time. Look. Oh, here, I'll just do this.
All right, this is CS50 week 10, the very end. And we will end today's class just as we ended week 0, which is a little bit of cake outside in the transept. But over these past 10 plus weeks, if you've been feeling like it was that proverbial fire hose sort of hitting you in the face with so much new content, so many new skills, so many new challenges, realize that you're in very good company. And we can officially declare nonetheless that if you started the class among those less comfortable, you are officially, after today, no longer less comfortable. You're at least somewhere in between. And if you were in between, you're more comfortable. And if you were more comfortable, you're perhaps now most comfortable among those here. But keep in mind, as per CS50 syllabus, what does ultimately matter in this course is not so much where you end up relative to your classmates, but where you end up relative to where you yourself began. And that's taken into account come final projects, come final grades, but most importantly, that's really what's most important educationally in general is that delta from week 0 to, in our case here now, week 10. So if it's any reassurance, something I like to bring up around this time is just how badly I did in CS50 in like the very first problem set. Like I didn't even get Hello World right somehow in the fall of 1996. So here's a photograph of my homework assignment. For assignment 1, it was a program to print Hello World on the screen. I was incredibly detailed with my comments, even commenting that main is main, which is not the way you're supposed to program, even telling the TF where my file ended, which is not really necessary. And I got -2 for not even following directions correctly. So take some comfort in that even if by problem set 9 you're still getting points off, you're hopefully, at least in my case, in some very good company. It only gets better and easier and faster in time. But the whole course ultimately has really been about this picture, right? Problem solving is computer science, and you have inputs, which is the problem to be solved. You have the outputs that you want to get to, which is presumably the solutions there too. And inside of that proverbial black box are these algorithms, step-by-step instructions for solving some problem. And I pulled up my own notes from CS50's first lecture some 25 plus years ago too, where I wrote down this in my horrible writing, handwriting to this day, but I noted that what an algorithm is a precise sequence of steps for getting something done, which is pretty much what we now say. I noted that programming itself, as we have for weeks now, is the process of taking an algorithm and putting it into a language that a computer can process, and that's what you've done in Scratch and C and Python and SQL and JavaScript and anything in between. And most important, at least my takeaway that day, when it comes to algorithms, is precision and correctness. And indeed, those are points we've made, perhaps not as emphatically, over the past several weeks as well. But we thought we'd see just how much those 2 lessons in particular have sunk in by doing a bit of an exercise, some CS50 Pictionary, and this, our last lecture altogether this term, for which, to begin, we need one brave volunteer to come on up stage. Who would like to volunteer? How about, okay, over here. We never call from the middle of the section. Come on up. Come on up. A round of applause for being so brave. Nice. All right, come on over. And in just a moment, let's go ahead and do introductions. First, if you want to come up over to the middle of the stage and introduce yourself to the world.
Hi, I'm Gia. I'm a freshman.
All right, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. So what we're about to do is Gia's going to look at my screen where there's going to be a picture on a white screen. All of you presumably have a white sheet of paper in front of you that you grabbed on the way in. If you don't, just grab one from a friend or your binder or the like. And if you really don't, that's okay too. But hopefully everyone has a pen or pencil or someone near you does. And what Gia, we're going to ask you to do is program the audience to draw what it is you see on the screen. You can say anything you want, but you may not use any physical gestures or the like. Verbal programming only.
Okay.
All right, come on over to the lectern. And in just a moment, Gia and only Gia will see what is actually here on the screen. So, step 1 for your audience.
Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is draw 2 lines right next to each other, 2 vertical lines.
Okay.
Okay.
Step 2.
Step 2, once you have done that, you need to draw 3 dots. One on above those 2 vertical lines, one right in the middle between those 2 vertical lines, and one on the bottom of these 3 vertical lines beneath those 2 vertical lines.
I could do this, huh?
Yeah, so 3 dots.
Okay. Step 3.
Step 3 is on the top of the left vertical line, you're going to connect a line from that position to the top dot that
the screen.
Okay.
So,
let's see what I get.
Step 1 for your audience.
Okay, So the first thing that you need to do is draw 2 lines right next to each other, 2 vertical lines.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how
Okay.
big this is supposed to be.
Step 2.
Step 2, once you have done that, you need to draw 3 dots. One on above those 2 vertical lines, one right in the middle between those 2 vertical lines, and one on the bottom of these 3 vertical lines, but beneath those 2 vertical lines. Yeah, so 3 dots.
Got something.
Okay. Step 3.
Step 3 is on the top of the left vertical line, you're going to connect a line from that position to the top dot that you drew. And then on the top of the right vertical line, you're going to connect that position to the top dot that you drew.
Okay.
All right. Step 4.
Is remember that top left position? You're going to connect that to the middle dot that you drew. And then the top right of the vertical line, yes, you're going to connect that to the middle dot of the line that you drew.
Okay.
And then step 5, on the bottom left of your left vertical line, you're going to connect that position to the bottom dot that you drew. And then on the bottom right of the right vertical line, you're going to connect that position to the bottom dot that you drew. And now from the middle dot to the bottom dot, you should have no line in between that. And you can now draw a line between those 2 dots.
Step 6 and the last.
I think you should be
This
done.
All right,
Yeah.
a round of applause then for our programmer. Here, let me give you a little something. If you want to take a seat. Well, now what Kelly and I are going to do is very quickly collect your execution of this program, and we'll see just how it went with Gia as the programmer. If you want to just reach
This
out
is
and
what I
hand
got.
me or Kelly over there
see it
any
all.
of your handwritings. We don't need all of them, just a representative
know if
sample
it's
will
right.
suffice. If you're proud of your work, extend your hand quite a bit. Okay, very proud. Okay. Okay. Okay, one more. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna run back to the stage. Okay. It's okay if we didn't grab yours. All right. All right. So thank you to Kelly for grabbing these as well. So, without having seen any of these, here is how you all interpreted Gia's instructions. So here's one interpretation. Okay, perhaps similar or different from your own. Here's another, several.
Oh, God.
Vertical line, question mark. Okay. Here is a very narrow one.
Dang.
All right.
No.
And let's see if we got any other variants thereof. Actually, the rest of them are pretty consistent. So, Gia, if it's any reassurance, I'm seeing a lot of ones that look like this.
No.
Here's another that looks like this. And here's yet another that looks like this. So if you're wondering where we're going with this, if I go ahead and reveal what it was Gia was looking at on the screen, she was in fact having you draw this here cube. So, some of the takeaways here. So, suffice to say, not all of that went well. But why was that? Well, I dare say it was very easy to get confused, I think, Gia, in some of your words, because you had in your mind's eye exactly what it was you were drawing. And, of course, it was right there on the screen. But we didn't leverage, at least in Gia's instructions, any abstractions. I dare say it might have been a little bit easier for all of us if maybe she had just teed things up by saying, all right, everyone, we're going to draw a cube, for instance, which is indeed an abstraction over these lower level details that she was focusing on. But perhaps there could have been another approach altogether, which is even more pedantic. For instance, a lot of the earliest drawing programs, and even worlds like Scratch, sort of take for granted that you have a coordinate system, like X's and Y's, and you can go up, down, left, and right. So an alternative to just saying, hey, I'll draw a cube, which could be subject to interpretation, because of the cube like this, is it like this, rotated? So we still would have needed more information than just a cube from Gia. But here, maybe an alternative approach would have been to really get into the weeds and say, put your pen at the top of the page and then draw a straight line to the southwest, for instance, and then draw another line of the same distance to the south, and then to the southeast, or so forth. And it could have been in terms of degrees, it could be directionally in that way, but it might not have been clear to anyone what it was we were drawing until enough of the lines suddenly appear on the screen, and then voila, you see that we've been drawing a cube this whole time. So the degree to which we're precise and the layer of the level of abstraction that we operate in is incredibly important, whether it's for another human to understand us, for an AI to understand us nowadays, or anything in between. All right, why don't we go ahead and flip things around a bit. For this, why don't we go ahead and get one more volunteer to do something a little different here on stage. One more okay, how about here on the aisle? Come on down. Round of applause for this brave volunteer. Come on down. All right. So in this exercise, we're going to flip things around. So you all will be giving the instructions verbally by just shouting them out. And our volunteer, whose name is? Preston?
Presley.
Presley, you want to say a quick introduction?
Yeah, my name is Presley. I'm a freshman living in Stoughton House.
Nice. Well, welcome. Come on over to the easel here. And we have a black marker for Presley here. And the only thing that we ask is that you not look up or behind you, because the answer is going to be right there on the screen. But everyone else is welcome to look up or over to the TV screen. And if you want to go ahead and face the easel here, and as you draw, just make sure to kind of open up after each stroke of the pen so that everyone can see what you have done. All right, so no looking up as of now, because what the audience is about to do is to program you to draw this on the screen. Oh, way to encourage him. Okay, so step one, feel free to just raise your hand and we'll shout them out. Oh, I heard draw a circle over here. But not too big, I heard over here. Good abstraction. You're going to end up drawing a stick figure. But we should probably be a little more helpful than that. So let's do the hand thing just so we can be more precise and not overwhelm Presley. The Raza hand over here? Yeah, and back. Draw a line down from the circle, Presley. From the bottom of the circle. Okay, someone else?
Longer.
Actually, let me rewind. Sorry, say it again. Draw two diagonal lines from the line you just drew. Oh, I don't think the audience likes this. Wait, let's. Okay. Okay, that's what we were told. Next step. Someone else? Good one. Okay. Extend the original vertical line to be about the same height as the circle. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good feedback. All right, someone else? Next step? Next step. Yes?
Draw two diagonal lines from the bottom of the line that look like legs.
Nice. Draw two diagonal lines from the bottom of that line that look like legs. Good use of detail and abstraction. Okay, nice. Next step.
Why has it got the legs so spread out?
Anyone? We're
Jesus.
close. Yeah, over here. On the left. So you're going to draw a speech bubble to the left of the head with the word high, capital H, with a short line. No bubble, just high.
So it said capital
And
H,
you
bro,
want to clarify one
not
other
capital
detail.
I.
A line from high to the face. With space in between.
Why'd he draw it all the way
No,
in?
you're doing great. It's okay, Presley. Okay. Hang in there. Okay, final step or two. Next step. Anyone at all. Feel free to shout it out.
I mean, what else is there to do? It's already checked.
Adjust the arms to make them look like they're running.
They don't know what to do. He's like, how the fuck do I do that?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Oh, I like that. Draw a perpendicular line from the left arm to the bottom. Okay. And lastly, one final step. Same side as... Yeah, it's permanent.
Ugh.
I think we need a final touch on the other arm, maybe? Yes? One final step?
That's rough.
Anyone?
That's rough. Like, what do you do? Draw straight up?
Draw a perpendicular line diagonally to the left of the right arm.
Oh, that's rough.
Just a little bit. All right, I think we've withheld our applause long enough. Presley, if you want to take a step back and look at what they were trying to get you to draw.
It's not too bad. Huh?
So here too, here you go. For your dorm room if you would like. Okay. And a little Super Mario as well. All right, so here too, I think you were the problem this time. Round of applause for Presley. And of course, since it's permanent ink, it's easy to sort of go off the rails early on and make a mistake. But I think that was actually a nice mix of low-level details, like the directions of the lines and the lengths thereof, and also some abstractions, because I do dare say someone shouting out that it is to be a stick figure gave him a much more helpful mental model. So that might be sort of the comments on top of the function, but when we really got into the weeds of implementing that function, it was more akin to step-by-step instructions for solving this here particular problem. So my thanks to Presley for bearing with us with that one as well. So beyond this, where have we been up until now? So if we look back at the past several weeks, this is sort of the trajectory on which we've been. So we started with from scratch, literally, in the very first week, the goal of which was to introduce you to some of those procedural fundamentals, like what a loop is, and a conditional, and Boolean expressions and variables, which have pretty much recurred in different forms and different languages over the week since. Thereafter, we transitioned to a more traditional language, C, which many of you will never use again, and admittedly, even I only use it for like a month or two of the year during CS50 itself. But the intent was to be this incredibly foundational language that so many other languages today are built on top of. Case in point, the interpreter that you might use for Python itself can be written in C. And that speaks to how we sort of talked about bootstrapping from one language to another, from low level to high level and beyond. Arrays and algorithms, all of that, and memory and data structures, like all of that is sort of omnipresent in computing, in programming, and the like, even though you might not need to in modern languages like Python worry as much about managing your own memory, because good programmers, better programmers have figured out how to solve those problems for you in the language itself or in the libraries that you're using. You can take for granted now that you at least know what a hash table is, what a linked list is, what the trade-offs are among those, what the running times are, and that's what computer scientists and software engineers think about and talk about and whiteboard about in the real world when trying to implement algorithms of their own to real-world problems or implementing real-world products. And then, of course, over the past few weeks, we've sort of used that as a stepping stone to talk about very modern programming paradigms, most recently web programming. And even though we didn't use it explicitly in the class, mobile programming is increasingly based on HTML and CSS and JavaScript, which might be something some of you will tackle for your own final projects. And you can't escape now using or seeing or leveraging somehow artificial intelligence. And among the goals for today is to at least point you in the direction of tools that now, having finished problem set 9, you are welcome and encouraged to use for your final project so that you can build all the more and all the more successfully than even some of your predecessors just a few years ago could have, now that your own work and your own know-how can be amplified by the impact of AI itself. This, of course, now brings us to today, the end, but wanted to give you a sense of where you can go here on out. So with your final project, this really is the intent of the final project is to be the very first of hopefully many projects that you decide to spec out for yourself. Like every problem set thus far has been written by me and the team, and you've been following our instructions step by step. The final project takes all of those training wheels off, and even though you are welcome and encouraged to borrow code from, say, problem set 9 if you want to do something web-based, or even earlier if you want to do something that's more similar to past P-sets, is to make it ultimately your own. And even if you want, start with a completely empty window and just a blinking prompt and build something of your own, setting out for yourself, as you've seen in the specification, a good goal, which you intend to meet no matter what, a better goal, which is a bit more of a stretch, and a best goal, which in practice rarely ever happens with software. To this day, 25 years since taking CS50 myself, or plus now, even I consistently underappreciate just how long it takes sometimes to solve problems, but that's beginning to go away, at least to some extent thanks to AI, where at least now you essentially have a junior colleague colleague next to you who can help solve bugs for you, point you in the right direction, even tackle features as well. All that we ask for this final project is that you build something of interest to you, that you solve an actual problem, that you impact campus, or that you, as we say in the spec, change the world. And try to achieve something, try to create something that outlives the course itself over these final few weeks of the class, and even continue on with it if you'd like in January and beyond. So what are the support structures in place, and how might you go about this? So a long-standing tradition of CS50 is this epic late-nighter, the CS50 hackathon, whereby around 7 p.m. we'll serve some pizza, around 9 p.m. we'll serve some ice cream, and if you're still awake come midnight when the event will start to wrap, we'll get in a whole bunch of CS50 shuttles, drive down the road to the International House of Pancakes, which is open 24/7, and have some breakfast together if you choose, with some pancakes together at this local IHOP. Here are just a few visuals from the past year's hackathon of students gathering in the engineering building across campus, here having some of that same pizza, and here still being awake at early morning hours as well. To paint a picture of this too, the team a few years back kindly put together a video, a sort of sizzle video that paints a picture of what it might be like if you at least were a Muppet attending this here CS50 hackathon. If we could go ahead and dim the lights, I think we can go ahead and play this teaser of what awaits later this week.
Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got.
A little party never killed nobody, so we gon' dance until we drop. A little party never killed nobody. Right here, right now is all we get. Skip-ba-da-bop. A little party never killed nobody, so we gon' dance until we drop. Let's go. A little party never killed nobody. Right here, right now is all we got. Oh, a little party never killed nobody, so we gon' dance until we drop. A little party never killed nobody.
What?
All right, so what then is the CS50 hackathon itself? Well, it really is a late night opportunity to dive into, to start, to make progress on your final project. The teaching staff and I will be there on hand, not so much to answer any and all questions for you, but to help you help yourselves, point you at resources, point you at the requisite websites, the documentation, so as to empower you ultimately to solve this here problem for yourself without some of those same prior training wheels that we've had on. The goal ultimately is to prepare you for the end of semester exhibition, the so-called CS50 Fair, which will be an opportunity to present your final projects on your phones or laptops to passersby from the faculty, from students, from staff, from visitors all across campus here. Some emoji balloons will await you here, a photo booth if you'd like to immortalize the memory. And the goal of the fair will be really just to present your projects to others that come by, delighting in what it is you have achieved over these past few months alone. And of course, by the end of it, you'll pick up your very own CS50 t-shirt, which says, hopefully proudly, that you have now indeed taken CS50. But let's just see in preparation for that how much has indeed sunk in. We did have that test a couple of weeks back, which went great, but we thought we'd pluck some of these same review questions that you prepared over the past couple of weeks to challenge at least 6 of your classmates to come up for now this, the so-called CS50 charades, for which we need 2 teams of 3. So if you're sitting there in a group of 3 of friends total, or we'll form one up here live, so come on up as our first volunteer. Need 5 more volunteers. Feel free to volunteer the persons next to you, 3 in a row. How about 2 more over here, 1, and how about 2 on the end? Come on up. All right, and a round of applause for these 6 here volunteers. And all right, so let me give you 1 microphone. Let me give you 2nd microphone, and Kelly, if you want to come on up as well. I think these 3 seem to know each other already, so we'll have them be 1 team. If you guys want to be another team as well, come on up. Let me take 1 microphone actually for the other team. All right. And how about quick introductions to this team here? And first, we need a team name from you all. You haven't had time to think about this. Team A. Okay, so Team A is who?
I'm Leah. I'm a first year, and I'm in Holworthy.
Welcome.
My name is Steven. I'm a freshman in Candidate F.
Welcome.
I'm Charlotte. I'm a freshman, and I'm also in Candidate F.
All right, let's do introductions on the other team as well. You are going to be Team
Awesome sauce.
Awesome Sauce. Okay, versus Team A. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves here.
Hi, my name is Jenny Pan. I'm a freshman in Hollis.
Hi, my name is Noah. I'm a freshman in Hurlbut.
And hi, my name is Marie, and I'm a freshman in Candidate B.
All right, welcome to both of our teams here. And among the goals now, let's leave one microphone with each team, is to play a bit of charades, whereby one of you in a moment is going to be responsible for acting out a word that you see on the screen. So we're going to put on this screen and this screen over here some term that relates to CS50 somehow. And that person's goal over the course of 60 seconds is going to be to act that out in such a way that their teammates can hopefully guess what the word is. We'll give you 60 seconds at a time. Kelly has kindly offered to keep score. And if you solve it in fewer than 60 seconds, we got another word for you and another word, and we'll see how many points you can accrue over the course of those 60 seconds. And depending on how this goes, we'll do maybe 1 or 2 rounds in total. Questions?
Skips do we get?
How many skips do you get? I guess you can skip as many as you want until we run out of questions.
Oh, okay.
But try not to run through all of our questions. All right, any questions though beyond that? All right, so if you guys want to step off stage over there, why don't we have Team A begin? So one of you, Leah, if you're holding the mic, if you want to be the charader, let's go ahead and have you stand here so you can see the screen. And we only ask that you two not look up, because the answer is going to be right there. All right? And you should just shout out the word that Leah's acting out. Question?
Acting only charades? No speaking?
Yeah, I can't speak, because that would kind of defeat the point. So yes, just acting out,
Sounds
out
good.
physically. All right. I'm going to go over here. Give me just a moment to get the slides ready with your questions. And Leah, the first clue, and Kelly's going to be timing you, 60 seconds to accrue as many points as you can. All right, here we go. Go. Act that out. Oh, that was weird. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, act out. This is CS50. All right, no, act this out, please. Go.
Calling it recursion.
Yes.
Well, how in the world did she get that fast?
An array, linked list.
That one should be easier.
Abstraction?
Snake.
Python.
Yes, Python.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Binary. 1 0.
Binary digit bit.
Byte. 1 0. Simply binary.
I mean, how do you...
ASCII?
It's a type of...
Want to pass?
I don't know
Base
how you
10?
would... Array. Oh.
Linked list array.
Yes, array.
Loop.
Yes, loop. Time. All right. Very nicely done. All right. 5 is the score to beat. So if you guys want to step over here, if one of you has the mic, go ahead and assume the same roles. 5 is the score to beat. All right. 5 is the score to beat. All right. Here we go. Final round. First word, and you guys just make sure you don't look up. Go.
I don't know. Well, you could have done that one.
Head. Node.
Algorithm.
Input. Algorithm.
CS.
No.
Sure, you have to act it out. Act it out. Oh, they go. Run time. Run time. What's that?
Tree.
Tree.
Yes, tree.
Oh my god.
Next one.
They are struggling.
Next one.
Merge
Binary
sort.
search.
What?
Binary. Boolean. No. A merge sort. Call. Phone call.
Function.
It was binary search, wasn't it?
What was
Binary.
phone book? Oh, that's time. All right, but a round of applause
Damn,
for Team
that was
Awesome
rough.
Sauce.
Man, what you doing?
Okay, we have some parting prizes for you. Your very own Super Mario Pezzes. For you guys as well. I'm glad we squared away the ability to pass, though, on the question, so thank you for that. All right, so admittedly pretty hard. Our thanks to all of these volunteers for playing that out. Allow me to turn our attention back to here in just a moment where else we can go from here. So up until now, we've been using Visual Studio Code for CS50 at the URL cs50.dev. Recall that this is just an adaptation of a commercial tool called GitHub Codespaces, which is like a cloud-based version of Visual Studio Code itself, or VS Code, which is an largely open source tool from Microsoft that's incredibly popular in the industry. Which is to say, even though we had the CS50 library in there, and we turned off by default some of the menu options, and we disabled AI, it is the tool that so many programmers around the world do use every day to write code. So you have been learning all this time sort of industry standards in that sense. It is now time, if you so choose, but you are welcome to keep using this for your final project if feeling more comfortable with it, to drop the 4CS50 and actually install on your own Mac or PC, if you so choose, Visual Studio Code itself. You can go to this URL here. It's fairly straightforward to install it, but invariably you'll run into probably some technical support headaches depending on the language that you're trying to use with it. For instance, if you're trying to use it with Python, you'll probably also have to download and install Python onto your computer, at least if you want the latest version. And just know a priori that sometimes just stuff happens and it just doesn't work, and you have to Google or ask ChatGPT, and that's fine. And honestly, that's kind of normal. But this is also why we don't do any of this in week 0 of the class, so that we can focus on Hello World and Mario and Cache and Credit and get into the interesting parts of computing and programming, and not frustrating you so with technical support challenges. But now, given that all of you are somewhere in between or among those more comfortable, you're now ready to sort of deal with those same technical challenges yourself. But who knows? Maybe it will go perfectly smoothly. You can go to CS50's own documentation, because if you want to be able to use all of the same software that CS50 has pre-installed, you can use a technology known as containerization with a tool called Docker, and actually run a CS50 environment on your Mac or PC, or even in the cloud, but still run VS Code on your own Mac and PC. Among the upsides of which are that you're not dependent necessarily on the cloud. You can do everything offline, which is useful in general. You can do things more quickly sometimes if you're using the full capabilities of your own computer and not just a browser. So this is generally how programmers approach their code, using something like VS Code or alternative products. And in fact, there's a bunch of others out there, but perhaps the trendiest right now are these three here. Not just Visual Studio Code itself, but a tool called Cursor, another one called Windsurf, and there's dozens of other text editors, often known as integrated development environments, which tend to have even more features that you can download for free or commercially on your own Macs, PCs, and the like. But you can't go wrong transitioning from CS50 to VS Code on your own Mac or PC, if only because you're already familiar with it. As for the command line, so those of you with Macs might have found somewhere in your utilities folder a program called Terminal. If not, poke around there later today, and you'll see that all this time you've had a command line interface available to you on Mac OS. Windows has something similar as well. They don't necessarily come with all of the same tools that we've been using within cs50.dev, but if you're a Mac user and you go to this URL here, or you're a Windows user and you go to this URL here, or if you're a Linux user, you probably know all of this already, so there's no URL for you there. You can install some of those same tools on your Mac and PC and feel all the more at home doing things in a command line as well. Git, this is something that we actually in CS50 abstract on top of. This is essentially the de facto standard nowadays for collaborating with other people using a central cloud server in order to share your code with it and in turn other people, for versioning your code so that you keep track of multiple versions thereof and changes that you've made. Go to this URL here if you would like, and you'll see a tutorial by CS50's own Brian Yu introducing you to actual Git, because we've been sort of abstracting away this particular tool by just doing it all automatically for you. If you've ever gone through your timeline in cs50.dev, being able to roll back to previous versions of your code, we're just using Git, but we're automatically running this command for you. If you want to collaborate with partners for your final project, you can use Git. However, I will encourage you to alternatively use Visual Studio Code's live share feature, which allows one of you to log into your code space, click some buttons, and then share access to your code space with your friend or your partner with whom you're working on the project. And you can both in real time, like Google Docs, edit the code or different files therein using that one code space. A little easier than getting onboarded, at least with Git. Hosting a website, if this proves of interest for your final project or even after the course, if it's a static website, two popular places to go, if only because they offer free tiers, is what's called GitHub Pages, which you can use to just host HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with no Python, no Flask, no backend. Or Netlify is a popular company nowadays too that has an entry-level account for which you can sign up for free. If you just want to have like a portfolio website, if you're an artist or a programmer, or you just want to have static content that you write once and deploy, these are good starting points, but not all of them. Hosting a web app. So this list gets even longer, and all of these recommendations are essentially curated by the teaching staff. So they're all opinionated, but these are perhaps the most common places you can go. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Cloudflare, they all have student type accounts. So if you use your .edu email address, for instance, or some other form of proving your status as a current student, you can generally sign up for discounts and free access to a lot of these same services as well without having to pay while you're just learning along the way. GitHub has something similar called the Student Developer Pack, and then a couple of other companies for hosting web apps that have been popular are Heroku, Vercel, and bunches of others. So by web app, we mean not just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but maybe some Python, maybe some JavaScript on the server, maybe Ruby, yet another language, or any number of others when you actually need a back end. In addition to the front end, maybe you need a database as well. This would be the place to start, whether it's at the CS50 hackathon or beyond. And nowadays, this is a slide that didn't even need to exist a couple of years ago, asking AI. Again, for your final projects, you are welcome and encouraged to amplify your own productivity with AI. Not by having it do it for you, but moving away from the duck, which by design has...
Oh my god. They didn't even try. You Alright, I'll be back. Got to go do stuff. How do you pause this thing?
Are you still on the
Yeah.
stream? Damn.
Why?
I didn't realize you're still on the stream.
You got a problem?
Your face is the problem.
You better check yourself.
Before you break yourself.
Alright. Is it working? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's working. It looked like it was. No. Okay, I think it's working. Alright, hold up. Arm. Do.
Been fairly limited and meant to be a good teacher, but not necessarily one that's going to be a good partner when it comes to building your final project.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, GitHub Copilot, OpenAI Codex, V0 are all popular tools right now that you might want to play around with. The easiest of these to use, perhaps, if not familiar with, say, ChatGPT already, would be GitHub Copilot, only because you can enable it within your CS50 code space by following our own documentation at cs50.readthedocs.io, where we'll tell you the sequence of steps via which you can re-enable AI now that you're allowed to for your final project and turn on all of those features that were disabled by default. And then there's still humans out there. Like, it remains to be seen just how popular these websites are in the years to come, for better or for worse. But among the places that programmers and technophiles have gone for years are Reddit, Stack Overflow, Server Fault, where there's a rich history of questions and answers that ironically all of those AIs have been trained on, which unfortunately means some of these might be driven out of business eventually in some sense if we're all just turning only to AI. But when you actually want that human component, these are still good places to go. And then news, two of the many places you can go for news in technology, computing, computer science more broadly, would be TechCrunch is still a good one, Hacker News, so to speak, and then you might have some of your own popular choices as well. And then, if with some bias, take other classes. Like CS50, besides this undergraduate class, has a rich history now over the past decade of creating all the more open courseware. So courses in more Python, more SQL, a language called R, cybersecurity, game development, and more. All of those are linked at this URL here, edx.org/cs50, where you need not pay or sign up beyond auditing the course, and all of the content is freely available. Something for winter break, for instance, if you want to dive a little more deeply into some subject for the sake of your final project, your professional aspirations, or even just prepare for spring term. And then, over the coming weeks too, will CS50 itself be soliciting interest and applications for becoming a teaching fellow or TF, a course assistant or CA. If you would like to get all the more involved as a teacher of CS50 next fall, do follow the application link that we will soon circulate via email. And do stay in touch too. If you just enjoy answering other people's questions or seeing what the pulse of sort of computing is, at this URL here is a whole bunch of CS50's own communities in social media largely, via which you can follow along at home in the months and years to come too. So a few thanks before we do one final game all together to all of the people who've been making this course possible. So our friends at Memorial Hall who bring us into this beautiful space and make it possible for us to have, of all things, a class in such a space. Our friends at ESS who help with the audio each and every week in CS50. The restaurant Chang Shou down the road. We hope you'll continue to visit our friends there. Wesley Chen is a good friend of ours and the manager. Please tell him you're from CS50 and I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you. And then CS50's own team, most of whom are in back there, are sitting next to you with cameras, without whom the course wouldn't be possible. And of course, CS50's own teaching fellows and CAs, just a few of whom posed here for this photo. If I could invite you to all give everyone here a round of applause. My thanks to all of them. So, and then of course the CS50 duck should be thanked as well. Okay. Thanks to CS50's own Rongxin Liu and some of our own former teaching fellows and students who have been behind the development of their duck that you've gotten to know over these past several months. All right, if Kelly could join me again on screen, the only thing between us and cake is a final game, namely a quiz show in which all of you can partake. Here we go. Question 1. What is the largest number an 8-bit unsigned binary digit can represent? 256, 128, 255, or 1?
256, I don't
Starting
remember.
strong, and keep in mind, all of these questions came from you all.
I already forgot.
We asked you recently for review questions that are now on the screen. Again, the timer is clicking, and most popular answer was 255, which I think if we click once more, we'll confirm was in fact the correct answer. So why is that, and why is it not 256? Well, if we start counting from 0, as we always have, that's consuming one of the 256 possibilities. So the largest number that we can represent with that's 8-bit and unsigned, which means no negative numbers involved, is indeed going to be 255. Treasure that information now, always. All right, next question from Kelly. Which issue is at the center of the year 2038 problem, which hopefully you added to your Google Calendars a few weeks back? Integer overflow, malicious inputs, SQL injection attacks, or memory leak?
Integer overflow.
Which of those is at the core of the year 2038 problem?
The highest an integer could go.
All right. Let's go ahead and reveal the number one answer, with 92% of you saying integer overflow is in fact correct, because we're still in the habit of using 32-bit integers to keep track of time from the so-called epoch, which was January 1st, 1970. And unfortunately, we humans aren't great at sort of planning ahead, and so we're going to run out of permutations of 32 bits by a certain date in the year 2038, unless everyone upgrades their computers to 64-bit counters, which thankfully most every piece of modern hardware nowadays is using already, your Macs, your PCs, and your phones. So hopefully this will be really a non-event, but hopefully you'll think of us in CS50 in 10 plus years when your Google Calendar reminder goes off. Question 3. Which of the following is not a step of compiling? Linking, preprocessing, assembling, or interpreting? Bit more of a challenge. Which of these is not a step?
Not a step of compiling. Assembling, interpreting, linking? I'm going to say linking.
Step of compiling. All right, almost 200 responses coming in. All right, why don't we go ahead and reveal? The most popular answer, with 54% of you saying interpreting, is in fact correct. Recall that we talked about compiling. Compiling itself is just one of several steps. There is, in fact, the pre-processing step, which takes care of any of the hash symbols in C that start with hash include, hash define, and the like. That's pre-processing. There was then compiling, which actually compiled your code into assembly code. There was then the assembler, which would actually take it down further to machine code, and then linking. This is for 29% of you. The linking step, recall, was taking your zeros and ones and combining them with, say, CS50's libraries, zeros and ones, and maybe the standard IO libraries, zeros and ones, linking them all together to give you one executable program like hello itself. All right, next question. What does a pointer store? The name of a variable, the memory addresses of a value, the size of a value, or the value of a variable?
Memory address of a variable.
Think for a moment.
Or of a value.
What does a pointer store? All right, about 200 responses in, and yes, the memory address of a variable, with 96% of you confirming as much. That is correct. Question 5. What is the running time of linear search? Big O of 1, big O of n, big O of n squared, or big O of n log n? Linear search running time. Recall that with something like search, you could get lucky, but if big O is the upper bound on our running time, you might not. You might hit the end of the list that you're searching, and so the running time of linear search is, of course, big O of n. It might be omega of 1, but not big O of 1, at least if we're considering what the worst case scenarios might be. All right, on to question 6. What data structure follows the first in, first out principle? A queue, a linked list, a stack, or a hash table?
First out.
First in, first out, aka FIFO.
List? Or stack?
Which of these is FIFO?
FIFO. First out.
All right, first in, first out is in fact a queue, as you would hope. If you're getting in line for a restaurant, for a store, you'd hope that if you're the first one in line, you're going to be the first one out, equitably speaking, and so it is in fact a queue. The opposite of that, in some sense, then would have been a stack, whereby when you think about the cafeteria trays, the sort of first one in is actually the last one out, so LIFO instead for a stack. All right, question 7. Which operator returns the memory address of a variable?
The and sign.
An asterisk,
what they call
a
it.
dollar sign, an ampersand, or a hyphen and a greater than sign. Presumably in C.
Ampersand. Ampersand.
Which returns
Ampersand.
the memory address
Ampersand.
of a variable.
Blue, blue, blue.
All right, let's see what everyone thinks. So the most popular and correct answer is the ampersand. This is the address of operator. The asterisk, recall, in most contexts is the opposite of that. That's the dereference operator. It's actually go to an address. This is not a thing in C. This, though, is similar in spirit to a combination of the star operator and the dot operator, which means to dereference and follow a pointer to something inside of a struct, typically. All right, question 8. Which SQL command is used to remove duplicate rows from a result set? Remove, unique, distinct, or clean?
Remove.
We didn't spend a huge amount of time on these keywords, but only one of them applies here. A result set is just the answers that you get back when doing your select. And if you want to filter out duplicates, you can in fact say distinct is correct.
Distinct.
Unique is also a keyword in SQL, but that is when you want to define in your schema that a column's values are going to be unique, like an email address column. Instead, distinct is how you filter out duplicates in your selects. All right, question 9. We're past the halfway mark. What does an HTTP code of 418 signify? Not found, I'm a teapot, forbidden, unauthorized.
I don't remember.
418.
I'm gonna guess.
This too. If you know this one moving forward, you'll be considered among the CS elite.
Is it I'm a teapot?
Answers are coming in a little slower, but I'm a teapot is correct, which is not actually a thing or useful technology. It was, in fact, an April Fool's joke years ago, where a bunch of computer scientists got together in a room and wrote out an entire specification for what it means for a server to return 418, I'm a teapot. All right, number 10. Where does malloc dynamically allocate memory from? The heap, the stack, global variables, or assembly?
The stack?
All right. Heap is in fact correct. That's the sort of top part of the memory, even though top and bottom make no actual technical sense. It's just our artist rendition thereof. The stack, recall, is what is used when functions are being called. Every time a function is called, it gets a so-called frame on the stack. That's where your local variables and your arguments get put. But if in C you use malloc, it does in fact end up on the heap. In C, if you allocate memory with malloc but forget to call free, what problem can occur? A memory leak, segmentation fault, stack overflow, or all of the above?
All of the above.
If you allocate memory with malloc but forget to call free, what problem can occur? All right. Most popular answer is, in fact, memory leak, which is correct. You could imagine scenarios in which you also get a segmentation fault and or a stack overflow, but those aren't direct consequences of not calling free. That's generally the consequence of using too much memory, for instance, or in this case, doing something wrong with your memory. So interrelated, yes, but in terms of not calling free for each malloc, this is what's going to happen by definition. All right, well done there. Next question, which is 12. What does this domain name give the web page of?
I think it was
Safetyschool.org. Is it Harvard University? Is it
Yale.
Princeton University? Is it Yale University or Columbia University?
Yale. Yale.
All right. Recall that this was in the context of our HTTP redirections. Yes, interesting. Yes, in fact, Yale University, some alum has been paying like $10 a year for like 20 years for this joke. Safetyschool.org, if you visit it, returns an HTTP 301 HTTP header, which says the location of it is in fact yale.edu. All right, 13. 3 to go. What is the purpose of DNS? To encrypt data sent over the dark web. to find the nearest coffee shop for you, to protect your location against hackers, or to translate domain names into IP addresses?
Well, the last one.
What
Translate
is the purpose of
domain
DNS?
names into IP addresses.
If helpful, domain name system. All right, about at the 200 mark, and the correct answer is indeed domain names into IP addresses. That is a server that is on your home network, on your ISP's network, on your campus's network, your corporate network, that just answers questions like that for you. All right, second to last question. Which of the following is not a built-in SQL feature to tackle race conditions? Begin transaction, commit, rollback, or enroll?
I don't know.
We talked ever so briefly about this. I don't know. In the context of ending up with too much milk, recall?
No idea.
And the correct answer is indeed enroll. All three of those, even though you didn't have to use them for problem set 7 or 9, are indeed features of SQL, but enroll is not a thing. All right, and the very last question, try to answer this as quickly as you can. What does Professor Malin say at the beginning of every CS50 lecture? Welcome to Harvard's computer science class. Hello, everyone. Ready to code? All right, this is CS50.
That one.
Or let's get started with some programming.
This is CS50.
All of these questions were, in fact, written by you all. All right, and the correct answer, I'm pretty sure with 98% of you saying so, is all right, this is CS50, and all right, this was CS50. Cake is now served.
Oh no, what? Your eye? What happened? You poke your eye? No wiping? Okay. You poke your eye? So you poked her in the eye? No. That's what she said. I didn't poke her in the eye. You doing your work? Yeah. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Is that yours, Cora? That's Cora's. You gotta let her. It's Cora's. You can't have it. You have other toys. You can have your dolls. Be nice. Don't be mean. What? You're not being very nice. Hey, why are you acting like that? You better cut it out, young lady. Better be nice. Sound like you got an attitude problem, ma'am. Bum bada bum bum bin bum bada bang bin dum bum day bum bada bum bin bada. Oh, that was it. All right, here we go. Now I gotta do the final project so I can get a certificate. Alright. Boom. Alright. So. Oh my god. Again? Are you serious? Dude, what? Man, you gotta get along with each other. What? Alright. Let's see. Every time I sit down. What?
Where's scissors?
I don't have any scissors. I don't know where scissors are. Why is she fighting now? Oh my god. What are you doing? It doesn't sound like you're being nice. Oh my god, bro. Jonah, Cora, come here. Olivia, come here. What's going on? I keep going in there, and every 5 seconds, I can't finish what I'm doing. I'm getting really frustrated. What is going on?
Olivia was in Jonah's room messing with one of his toys, and I told
her up and you drop her because she's almost your size. I didn't say you dropped her. I said you can't pick her up because you can drop her. You can't pick her up. Neither one of y'all. No picking her up. The couch? Yeah. I put it back in your room because they don't have room for it in their room. I can get this chair out of here. I can put the chair in the garage. Well, you don't use it. And look at your room. Then clean your room. Well, dude, look at it. It looks terrible in here. You need to clean it. All you gotta do is put toys in toy boxes. What? Dude, this looks terrible. Like, how do you live like this? All you gotta do is put some toys away. God, dude. What? That's not even yours. You sure? Oh, Olivia, go play on your piano in there. You have the big piano. Declan, you take her toys all the freaking time. And then you're not gonna let her mess with your toys? Just go play with your piano. Declan's a butthead. He don't let anybody play with his toys, but then he takes other people's toys. It's so impossible for me to make progress. Okay. So oh my god.
I cleaned that one very messy spot, and why do I have to go in the corner?
You can get out of the corner when you're ready to clean your room. Are you gonna clean your room? This feels so impossible. Like, god dang. Like, I can't do the. Oh my god. I don't understand this. Marked down files out of the box. You just.
He's cleaning up. He's doing a good job.
I'm gonna do good job.
Yeah, you told him he's doing a good job. Do you need a diaper?
I don't get it. What? What?
Oh, poo-poo.
God dang, I changed your diaper like so many times.
No, I want.
I haven't been able to do anything.
No, sorry.
I've been going back and forth between this and the kids, and I haven't been able to do anything since I got them home.
Yeah, I just had to do, so I gotta go drive again. They
A
just
lot of
take a
gas.
pause until they go to bed.
A lot of gas money. Driving all the way to Austin to drive back home to drive back to Austin.
Stop slamming the door, Olivia.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Yeah, that's for you.
What is it?
You put it together, and then you put your phone in it, and it makes it a projector.
Oh, cool.
Mama, I
If
have a
you
message
want
for
it.
you.
You're welcome.
All for you.
All for me. Oh, fancy letter. Fancier letter.
They asked me where scissors were like 7 times since you've been gone.
I love you too, baby.
Every time I told them that I didn't have scissors, they would come back a couple of minutes later and ask again.
Stickers. Oh, I love you too.
I'll get you a pencil so you can write in the notes where you're supposed to write.
No.
I have a tattoo to do today, kid.
Can I come with you?
No, you have to take a bath around the time I have to get to the feet.
I could go ahead and do the baths now and get them out of the way.
Honestly. Pour up.
Yeah.
Take a bath.
Okay. But here's the pencil so you can write.
Thank you.
And the parts where you write. What?
Can't get Declan Jonah to stop crying every 5 seconds about something different.
What's you crying about?
Dude, anything and everything.
He's gonna learn a hard lesson in school.
Well, I put the couch, that little tiny couch, back in his room, and he was crying because I did that.
Jonah. Jonah.
Like, I don't know.
Jonah. You hear it?
Yeah, it's hard being a parent.
Well, let him know. He wants to act like a baby. That he, is it cute when babies do that? No. Then, well, like, you want to stay cute, right? Yes. Well, then why are you crying over a torn sticker and because you didn't get your way? Guess what? The world doesn't work like that. You know what happens when you keep crying like that as a big kid? Other kids will pick on you. And you know what'll happen? No one will stop them. I was like, look, your feelings are valid, but like not to the point of crying. I was like, did you get hurt because your sticker tore? No.
Or because I put his couch back in his room?
I asked him that too.
I was
He said
like,
no.
oh, what the?
I was like, you're crying over things.
I was
that don't
literally
hurt.
in here and I just hear him crying in there. I'm like, what are you crying about? And he's like, because you put the couch back in your. I was like, what the?
Just let him cry it out.
What?
He's gonna learn the hard way. This kid's
I was
gonna pick
like,
on him.
because I did you a favor?
Right? Instead of making you do it. What, baby?
Baba Booey.
Okay. So.
I was like, none of that's cute. If you want to stay cute, you're getting older. You're not a baby. I was like, do you think it's cute when babies do it? No, exactly. How are you gonna withhold the I want to be cute
What
if
did
you
I
ain't
say? I need to.
doing cute behavior? Like, upsetting yourself for no reason just makes you upset for no reason. Literally. Ugh. He had like a slight smirk on his face at first. He's only doing it for attention. Whatever. He's gonna learn. He's gonna have to learn the hard way. Kids will pick on him. And I wonder why he's getting picked on.
I don't know if I should. They said I can create this in Visual Studio Code. I can create this in a different thing, but I think it'll be easier to send it if I create it in their thing. So I don't know. I'm kind of like debating if I want to do it here or if I want to do it in their thing. Screw it.
I forgot.
What was that? better mood now.
Yeah. He's just used to throwing his little temper tantrums to get his way, and it doesn't work in this house.
What now? Dude, like, open the door. You know how to open the door? Dude, Jesus.
What? What's going on? Talk to me.
See what I'm talking about? This is how it's been the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. Just wait till we go to bed. It's not gonna change. It's just gonna keep you frustrated.
Yeah, I guess I might as well do this at night while they're sleeping, because I'm not going to be able to do it now. Dang, I can't, like, I literally haven't been able to do anything every time I sit down. What, Olivia? No, stay out of Declan's room. You got your own room, you can go in your room. Stay out of Jonah's room. You don't need to go in Jonah's room. Baba Booey.
Yeah, they're just yelling Baba Booey at each other. She just wants to be included.
I don't know. She's just saying Baba Booey.
Yeah, she just wants to
I don't know. See what? From crying to laughing. Back to crying, back to laughing. Like, I don't even know what just happened. Can you explain that? Can you elaborate with me?
No. I don't know, babe. I'm tired. I need a nap. Kind of want to cancel the tattoo.
Oh.
It's a small tattoo. Well, I didn't get anything back from anybody today. Well, I did. I mean, I guess I got something from somebody today.
What'd you get?
That text message from the automated services of that one job, the financial job. Just low key was hoping for a response, honestly.
Yeah.
From somebody, anybody. Oof. What food am I gonna make for everybody? I'm gonna cancel.
Oh my god. I swear.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's up to you.
I did so much today, though.
Well, that happens.
I replied back to a recruiter. Put in a couple resumes.
Yeah.
An old boy messaged me. How did I fucking adopt that noise? Thanks. Out of all the noises to adopt.
Right. What? Hmm. What is it?
Under Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, only Congress has the power to declare war, as well as raise the support armies, provided the maintenance, maintain a navy, and fund. What Stephen King said, impeach the son of a bitch. Stephen King, bro.
What happened?
Stephen King said impeach him.
Stephen King. Who's that?
He's that novelist who also makes all those movies.
Oh, Stephen King.
He said under and he's right. Under Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, only Congress has the power to declare war, as well as to raise and support armies, provided to maintain a navy and fund to regulate the military. He's like, impeach the SOB.
I don't know how it hasn't been.
Yeah, because he's he's making too many people rich off of all the bullshit.
Yeah, people that are
in office,
yeah, paying them out.
Because they know as soon as he's impeached, that's it. They're coming for their jobs too.
Yeah, honestly. Alright, so I need to create. Cool. Static. put that in the folder, right? Should've. Oh crap, I don't know how to go back. How do you go back? Python code, and then I'm also gonna need a SQL code. Let's see. Okay.
I'm amazing. I'm making lasagna. In other words, I ain't gonna do shit. It's gonna cook itself. Kids are taking a bath now, so after dinner we can just all be fat cats and chill, because I'm canceling this tattoo today. I'm gonna eat some good lasagna. I'm gonna take a bubble bath. You wanna join me in a bubble bath?
Yeah, we can do a little bubble bath.
Yeah, we both fit in that bathtub. That bathtub is massive. It might not be comfortable, but that's okay. I'll sit near the spigot because I have more tiny ability. Oh, wow. There are people arguing the president didn't declare war, and somebody goes, for anyone arguing that he didn't, he literally said the lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Yeah.
And
They said a lot, dude.
So the president can send troops anywhere for the world for 60 days without congressional approval. Then he sends them, is required to inform Congress, not get permission in a timely manner, which can basically, I don't know, it says
Oh, because everything he does under the state of emergency.
Yeah, that's what he's doing it under.
That's what he does everything
Article 1
under.
gives Congress the sole power to declare war in 1973 War Powers Act. It allows us 60 to 90 days of authorized combat without approval. So much going on, so much shit right now. It's wild to me. Which blood did I say I had again? It says O positive and O negative blood are needed right now for a donation.
No.
Because of the 6th Street thing.
Why can't I see what I type?
I started down this way so I can get to your ass fast. Come chase me.
What? Can you hold it? What? Do what? Hold this, and I pull the other part. Just I'm trying to take those two parts apart. I don't think. Because that's been clean.
My hand hurts so bad.
So I put it on. Help me with what? It's already clean. Oh, you're done? Yeah. Mama,
Yes, dear.
can I come with you to work?
No, I canceled my tattoo.
Why?
Because it's just a lot for me today to go back and forth. Tomorrow's gonna be different. I did a lot of everything today.
Mm-hmm.
I love Michael J. Fox. says when you wake up and a 2 alarm fire goes off in your small business, always check the cameras after. They found the inflatable.
Oh my god.
You gotta play with it. You just put out the fire.
Yeah, I swear.
That's amazing.
Tape a sack with pixels on them. Not you, bitch. I take it back. Right? Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Not you, bitch. I take it back. It's a sticker. Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Not you, bitch. I take it back. Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
444.
You think we should do it in my room? Because it's way more clean than this room. Mine, you would. I know, but mine is so clean.
Alright, Jonah, take a bath, baby.
Okay.
so confused, aren't you?
I guess. You've already showed me that.
It's a different one.
Oh.
Same person. So, pretty. And well put together. Definitely. I love it when tattoos are well put together.
Love you too.
No,
got so many windows open. I gotta work on a final project, but I'm trying to do SQLite. I was using it in the CS50 database, but I was trying to get it on my computer, which I kinda have it now. I'm trying to figure out how to get it without using their stuff. But like, let's see. I'm not really sure. It's like I could put this over here. But so I can put this over here. And then maybe but then I gotta figure out if I create a table. Something wrong. You need to define the columns. I thought I didn't have to do that immediately. But I'm also not sure. I'm trying to figure out if it's actually putting it in. Huh? Poop?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's do like, how was I supposed to write this out? Yeah. Yeah, maybe I could just instead of X out of this. And then oh crap.
Why are you not starting your bathtub? Why are you not in the bathtub? You've been getting clothes for the last 10 minutes. Start your bathtub.
Okay.
Well, shit. Let me do this because I want to see if that even. Let's see. Because I haven't tried it like this, and I'm not sure. Dang it, what were all the commands for it again? Let's do this. What's that? I think it's like that. I'm gonna make sure. And then what was that auto thing? The auto count thing. What was that one code for it? Auto increment. Yeah, auto increment. Let's see. I was saying to do it like this. That's not how we were doing it earlier. I just put auto increment, not. Because I'll try that. Yeah, I don't have to put it like that. I guess that's for the old one. And I think I am supposed to put integer. phone number be, I guess, put his text. Okay. Oh, well, I'm trying to create, so I was gonna create a website basically for, like, well, so my wife has a tattoo shop, so I was gonna try to use this stuff to create, like, a website where people can, like, see her art stuff or whatever, to create, you know, the website for that, but also be able to, like, create, like, a appointment. But I guess have to log in and make an account to, like, schedule, you know, something, and then she'd have to approve it, and then she could have, like, a calendar list thing, or at least, like, showing, like, when people are scheduled, you know what I mean, like, if that makes sense. But I've only just barely run through the stuff, so it's hard to remember, like, exactly how I did it all. So I have to, like, keep going back and trying to remember, but see, because I remember we did the hash thing for the passwords. The password hash column stores the hash password as a string. Not really, but I'm practicing, so I mean, either way I have to create something for the final project, so this is kind of like what I was like, if I'm gonna spend time doing something, I might as well do something that would actually be useful, so then yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I can actually get the table thing to run right, because last time I was using it, I was using the CS50s. They use Visual Studio, but they use it within a web browser that already has stuff in it, so I'm trying to, like, test things to see what all I need to get stuff working. What I'm thinking about doing is just putting this, so I can at least, like, test this, because I don't even know if this will go where I want it to go. Let's see. Username, phone number. Okay, let's do this. Let's just see what this does. Screw it. Oh. Auto increment. That's not a error syntax. Okay, so I created a table, but where is it? Where did I create the table though? Project. Is this it? See. It's a file type. So I think I created it. Oh, but wait, where do I need? I think I need it in a different. Download DB community version to view your database. Yeah, I know the file's DB for database, but I mean, let me see. Try this one. Let's see. I don't know why it does it like that. I'm like, I kind of got it to where I can do this, but I have to drag it over every time. Like, I can do that. But then I gotta do it like that. There's gotta be an easier way to do that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. So I think, I mean, did I do this right? I mean, I technically created a database, but how do I? Yeah, I mean, it's tough. No, it was a lot easier with the one that they already had set up because I didn't have to do all the extra, all this stuff. I'm like, now I'm trying to figure it out since they had like, they call it the training wheels on, you know what I mean? Give it a more descriptive name. Like rename it or something. Let's see.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, someone's trying to help me learn how to do this database building stuff. Cause like I did it in the thing, but it's like very different using normal Visual Studio Code versus theirs, cause theirs already had everything built in.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was like a lot more user friendly.
Let me check.
Let's see. I don't even know how to rename it now. Can I still rename it, or I gotta create a new one? Open the File Explorer and rename it. Oh, like this? Because I don't even see it in here. Or maybe here. Oh. I don't know if there's a way to rename it. It's kind of sort of on my desktop. Well, I mean, it's technically it's in a HDD drive. I have like a bunch of different drives. Is that like bad? Because I have like a bunch of. Let's see what I mean. I got like a bunch of hard drives. Yeah, no, I already have a folder for the project.
Send me some ideas that you have.
Yeah, because this is my project right here. And I already have everything inside of here. That's what all this stuff is. It should be inside of here. Open file editors. Or maybe are they not in the project?
Which project do they mean?
I don't know.
Which is
Click on the file in the top right.
Where?
Wait, which file? Top left. Talking about over here. Yeah, 'cause these are all in the folder for project. You're talking about the README? I have to make this for the thingamabobbers.
Why did I not have clothes on it? And why am I out of my...
Top left of Visual Studio. Oh, you're just talking about file, like literally. Yeah, my bad. My project folder? I already have it open down here. won't show it. It's technically in here unless I need to say. Well, it says for unsaved. Where's the this is it. This is where it is. That's the project right there. I can't see anything though. Maybe it's because it's not saved yet.
Olivia.
Let's see. Go back one level. I mean, I already have it open down here. Click select folder. I'm probably, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I already have it right here. I'm like, if you look at these, it says that they're in project. But it does say for unsaved. 1, 2, 3. Move your DB file into project. Shouldn't it already be in project? That's what it says. Unless I need to save it. Just check, yeah. I don't know. Create a new one. I don't think it's in there now. I don't know. What is happening? What? What? Right now? User SQL? Like in here? I don't know. Okay, come on, let's... What? What is it? Since you said no, she's gonna see if she can get me to say something different. Oh God, she's mad at me now. Oh, my foot's asleep. No, copy it here. The baby wants me to go outside with her, and her mom already told her no, so she was like, no, I'm gonna ask Dada. And yeah, it didn't work out very well. Ugh. Now you need a migration tool. A migration tool. Yeah, she's just angry. She wants to go outside, but it's hard. It's like the sun's going down. We can't go outside right now. She's kind of spoiled. How do I save these though? To where like, oh look, I saved all and then it imported them all here now. See, that's all I had to do earlier, actually. Okay. So this is so here I can view the table. Run on active. So if I code language not supported or defined. Extensions. Oh man. Dang it. I can't get it. I don't even know what this is. Database is required. But I already selected one. And I don't even know what this does. I'm like so confused. Oh my god. She's throwing a fit. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do this. God dang it. Alright, I guess I'll go. She's throwing a fit.